So you're in your glow up era, you were improving your life, and you want to become a happier, more content human being. In this video, I want to share with you 19 really tiny, small changes that you can make. These are either changes that I have made or I am making for the next year that are focused on enjoying life more. And I'm starting with a few changes focused on making your online world a happier space. Number one, I actually listened to a TikTok from Chelsea from the Financial Diet, and she talked about how she has been intentional about following women who are older, like 50s, 60s, 70s even, on Instagram. I've always had a bit of a weird fear of aging, a fear of sort of becoming invisible as I age. But when I heard that TikTok, I was like, yep, I'm gonna do it. I followed a bunch of older women on TikTok. They come up on my feed all the time. They are amazing. They are incredible. They have great taste. Their accounts really make me go like, oh, being older can truly look however you want it to look. Number two, follow wholesome meme accounts on Instagram. If you've been following my Instagram this year, I posted all of these little carousels of my favorite wholesome memes as they come up. And following these wholesome meme accounts on Instagram has been such a nice little improvement in my life. It makes my Instagram feed so much nicer to scroll through. Number three, stop following any kind of pop psychology accounts on TikTok, Instagram, social media in general. And for me, a pop psychology account is just an account that posts really black and white, non-nuanced takes when it comes to psychology and relationships. What I found with pop psychology accounts is that they made me way too self-focused, and they also made me question like my own opinions on things, because some of these takes that these pop psychology accounts have are so black and white. I used to get so sucked in by this content, and getting rid of it from my life has been nothing but helpful. Find a community club that you want to join. I talked about this in my podcast episode on how to create community, but Danielle Jackson has this exercise that you do for yourself where you write down a list of words that describe you. These are kind of superficial words. So for me, it'd be like YouTuber, fantasy book reader. For you, it might be mom, cyclist, climber. And for each word, you want to ask yourself, where is the community behind this word? And look for a club or a place where you can go to find people that also exist that have that interest in common with you. Community is truly one of the biggest life improvers. This is such a simple exercise that you can do to improve your life. The next small change to make is to put your Kindle and your Pinterest on your front home screen in replacement of things like Instagram and TikTok. When you are bored, you want to be scrolling through your Pinterest feed. That is wholesome. That is inspirational. You can pin new outfit ideas. You can pin new craft ideas. You can pin new gathering ideas. And your Kindle, obviously, when you have a little moment, you want to click onto a book to entertain you, more so than a social media app. Print little outing checklists for your bags. I did this last year for my little canvas bags. I have a little checklist for the beach. I have a little checklist for the park. I'm going to create a little checklist for remote work. And this is all designed to just get me out of the house a little bit more. I have a terrible memory, and when it comes to going out in nature, there's always little things that you need to bring, like mosquito spray or sunscreen. And having these little bag checklists has just encouraged me to get outside a little bit more this year. Plan your vacations in advance. And create a savings account just for your vacations this year. Create boards on Notion for your vacation. Start brainstorming now about where you actually want to go. Pinning places that you want to visit in that city or in that place. I really do believe in that idea of always having something to look forward to. Right now for me, it's my wedding and my honeymoon, but after that, I want to have vacations planned in. So I am not getting the post-wedding blues. Put sunscreen, a hat, and walking shoes at your door to make it more likely that you go on little walks during your work breaks if you work from home, or even, during your weekends. This is a change that I made last year, I think, and honestly, I have walked a lot more this year just because that stuff is right there. Make your workout gear super accessible. I'm gonna make a video all about this soon, but basically, you just want everything to be out, your weights to be right there, your workout gear to be super easy to get out, to make it more likely that you exercise in the coming year. Create a little outside space where you can work that feels really cozy. I finally got my courtyard together probably like 2 years ago now. Like, it's been a while, but having my little courtyard there where I can go out and type on my little laptop as well as do my little morning routine has been such a game changer. I get out into the sunshine more, I get the fresh air so much more, and it's all because I created an intentional little outside space for myself. Create a list of big adventures and little adventures that you want to go on in the next year. So Laura Vanderkam, author, talks about big adventures, which are like something that would take half of a day. For example, going on a hike, going on a beach morning. Those are big adventures. And then little adventures are things that you could do in your lunch break at work. So maybe going to visit an old friend and getting sushi. or working at a new coffee shop even. Create a list of those big adventures and those small adventures, make it somewhere that's super obvious and easy for you to see, and be intentional about integrating one big adventure and one small adventure into your week. The next change, another instance of muting people. Mute any skincare accounts, mute plastic surgery accounts, and mute filler accounts. I don't know about you guys, these come up on my feed, and maybe it's because I'm vulnerable to it. Like, I'll click on a before and after and be like, whoa, and it'll make me rethink how I appear. Once again, Chelsea from The Financial Diet, she has such good takes actually. She talked about how skin shaming is like the new socially acceptable fat shaming, like sort of age shaming women. My semi-hot take is that I think people are too transparent about the surgeries and the fillers that they've gotten. I understand why people wanted more transparency from celebrities and from influencers, but now I just see so many influencers posting, oh, look how my nose looked pre-nose job and it looks so much better now, which is objectively not true. That's completely their opinion, but it pushes their unhealthy views of themselves onto other people and encourages more people to make these changes to their face and their bodies. I get influenced by this stuff and it makes me rethink how I look, but I just don't think it's helpful. But you might have a different take and I'd like to hear your thoughts down in the comment. Hire an accountability coach or find a friend that will hold you accountable. In my interview recently with Michelle Seeger, she talked about how she doesn't see accountability as accountability so much as she sees it as support, and that is exactly how I feel. I always say it's like support and encouragement. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for an accountability partner. You can actually hire accountability partners. That's what I have done towards the end of this year because I had so many projects on my plate. I was like, okay, I'm gonna find someone that I can pay a little bit of money to support me during this crazy time. But also you can find a friend that is just as dedicated to their goals as you are and become their cheerleader while they become your cheerleader. That is truly your roles. Schedule in now a monthly time where you refer back to your vision board and your goals with complete permission to update things. So part of setting aside a monthly time is about updating your vision board so that it's actually inspiring, because that's literally the job of a vision board. If your vision board isn't inspiring and motivating you, it needs to be updated. But also check in with your goals, brainstorm on them, get your head geared in their direction. Create a limited projects list. I've talked about this so many times, but I think it's so important. You should only have so many projects on your plate, and if you have more than probably 5 to 8, it makes sense that you feel overwhelmed and like you can't keep up with things. Instead, create a really limited projects list where you have a strict number that you can't go over. And if something new enters your life, intentionally sit down, reevaluate that projects list, take something off, and either don't put the new project on or take something off before you put it on. Keep it limited. Go through my 15 days of consistency audio program from January 1st. I've created an audio program for intention. You can sign up to the intention app using the description down below. And from January 1st, I'm gonna have a 15-day audio program to help you to create consistency. It's basically just little mini audio lessons. Some of it is stuff you've heard before for sure, but it's always good to get those reminders at the right time. And January is the right time for a lot of people to want to hear these kind of messages. Once again, that program is going to be linked down below as an inspiring way to kick off your new year. Put a bunch of books on your bedside table ready for you to read at night to kick off your reading habit in the next year. I'm gonna have a video coming out soon all about how to read way more in the new year. I have so many ideas on this, but this is just one simple environmental change that you can make to encourage yourself to read more. On top of that, put your journal on your bedside table. If you journal in an app like me, you might also just put your journal front and center on your iPad so it's super easy to access. If you liked this video, I've actually made a ton of videos like this. I haven't made a video like this in a while though, but I'm gonna have a link to all of the 20 ways to videos down below because they're always fun to go through. A little bit of candy. And they are pretty inspiring and they're usually very actionable. I'm pretty good at making stuff actionable. So I'm gonna have all of those linked down below and get a ton of ideas on how to improve your life, make it a little easier, a little more happy making. I appreciate you so much and I will see you soon.